Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Marie and I'm so happy to have you. Hopefully you'll stick around. Today I thought I would go ahead and show you all my go-to makeup look as of recently. I have been taking my son to school lately and I like to look put together when I take him to school, but I need to get ready quickly, so this has been my almost everyday makeup look. It's really nice because I can kind of change it up a little bit as well. If I want a more dramatic look, I can throw on lashes and it looks really nice. Or today, like, I have no lashes on, but I still really like the way that it looks. I can wear this with glasses and it still pops out nicely. I just really like that I can wear it a lot of different ways, but it's still very basic and it's super easy and super quick to do. So if you are interested in seeing how I achieved this look, go ahead and keep watching because we're going to go ahead and get this video started. So first I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes, and I am going to be using this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Eye Primer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and then all over the eyelids. I also kind of like to take it into like the corners of my lids, and then sometimes if I have excess I bring it on down to the bottom. Not sure if it really does anything, but it's just what I do. And then I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This was her first palette and I love this palette so much. There's just a ton of different colors that you can use and they're all very wearable. I'm just going to be using this fluffy brush. Excuse you, cat. First I'm just going to be taking this fluffy brush, which is the BH Cosmetics, and it's the number 7. And then I'm just going to be taking this color right here, which is the Silk Cream, and then I'm just going to be putting that into the crease of my eye. And I like to take mine a little bit higher since my eyelids are hooded. I feel like it just looks better for my eyes. So you can kind of, you know, tell where you want to put it on yours, but I like to go just a little bit above that crease line just so I can see it. And then I'm just kind of doing like windshield wiper motions and just blending that in. And now I'm going to be dipping into the color Pooter, and I am just going to be putting that a little bit lower. This is actually going to be right on my crease line now, but you want to take it a little bit lower than where you just put the other eyeshadow, and then you also want to do windshield wiper motions and just kind of blend that in so that way you can't tell any harsh lines. Alright, so now that is blended. Now I am going to be dipping into 3 different colors here. So first I'm going to dip my brush into Buns, and then I'm going to dip it a little bit into Mocha, and then in a little bit of Chip. And then I'm just going to take that into the outer of my eyelid and kind of make a V shape, and then I'm just going to kind of pat that to get the pigment on, and then once I have it where I want it, I will kind of brush it out a little bit. And then I like to take mine a little bit over to my inner corner, but not too much, and definitely not at first because I don't want it to be like super dark. And then we'll do that with this eye. And then I'm going to dip my finger into Queen. And then I'm just going to pat that onto my lid all over. I'm going to take it into the corner. You can use like a flat brush if you like as well, but I mean, it's easy to use your fingers, so that's what I do. I'm going to take an even fluffier brush, and this is a BH Cosmetics number 6. And I'm just going to kind of blur out my edges a little bit. Sometimes this works out perfectly, and other times I need to blur it out some more. Just kind of depends on the day, I guess. But okay, so once I've done that, I can kind of like assess what I want to do, and I can already tell when I put like my eyeliner and stuff on, I'm gonna want to darken up my the outer V a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put my eyeliner on, and I'm using this Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. And then I'm not gonna do like too much of a wing because I'm still perfecting that, but I like to do kind of like a mini one, I guess. And then I make sure that I get it down into my lash line so that way there's not any skin peeking through between the lashes and the black of my eyeliner, because that's not very cute. Alright, so that looks close enough to me, and so then I'm just gonna take that fluffy brush that I was using before, the number 7, and I'm gonna dip it into Chip as again. And now I'm just going to kind of pat that and lightly kind of like stipple, I think, it into my crease line. And like I said, since my lids are hooded, I like to, I feel like I have to kind of make my crease line pop out, so that's why I like to do it this way. I've had to kind of play around with it over the years to just see what works best for me and what my kind of style is, and I feel like I don't have eyes when the darkness doesn't show when my eyes are open, so that's just kind of my way of doing things, I guess. Sometimes I like to go back into the first 2 colors that we used before, the Pooter and the Silk Cream, and then I will just put it towards the top line just to kind of blur out those harsh edges, I guess, so that way it's not quite as, ooh, that's where her makeup starts. So before we move on to the face, I'm going to do my mascara, and I really like this Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash Mascara. I feel like it works really well for my lashes, and I do not use a lash curler because every single lash curler that I have used, the edges of my eyelashes always get stuck in the hinges, and pulling that out is not fun. So I do not use a lash curler anymore. If you have any recommendations of ones that are maybe, I don't know, super wide or something, let me know, because I would like to curl my lashes sometimes, but it is just not worth that pain to me. And one thing that I really like about this look as well is I can choose whether or not I want lashes with it. I feel like it looks fine without lashes, which is nice because sometimes I just do not have time to do that in the morning, but I also feel like it looks nice with lashes as well, so I can kind of decide if I want to be a little more glam or just a quick get ready. Alright, moving on to the face, I'm going to be using this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm just going to kind of put that all over and make sure it's all rubbed in. And then lately I've been using this Lancome Regenerate, I'm really not sure how to say that, lift makeup, and I like it a lot so far. I don't think I will be changing it when it runs out, so that's nice. I feel like it kind of has like a buildable coverage, so that's nice because sometimes, some days I don't need quite as much makeup than other days, and so it's not always, I don't always need to be like full coverage, but it's definitely buildable, which I like. I'm sorry, my dog is hearing something outside and has to go bark at it. And then I'm just using this Morphe sponge. I really like the, I think this one is technically for like highlight and contouring because it's got, let's see, there we go, because it's got this wedged edge, which comes in handy, so I use it for everything, but I really like it. Once I have my first layer on, I like to take my NARS, and this is the Creamy Concealer. I think I will be changing this one to try out another one just because I like it, it's not my like. So my camera stopped recording. I'm not really sure where it stopped recording, so hopefully it didn't miss too much, but I am just blending in the rest of my concealer, and then I personally like to go back in with one more round of foundation. just to kind of blend everything together and to give myself another layer for my problem areas if I want some extra coverage, which I do today. And so for the most part, I stay out of the areas that I put the concealer, but I'll kind of like go around the edges of it, or if I'm feeling I'm looking like a little too white, which I look really white in this lighting, I will kind of go over it just to make it not quite as much. And for my next step, I like to take this Airspin Loose Face Powder. I found this at Walmart and I kind of just grabbed it because I really wanted a face powder, but I actually really like it, so that worked out nice. And then I'm just going to take the same sponge and I'm going to dip that in there, and then I'm going to dab that under my eye and onto my nose right here. And you can totally skip this step if you want. I recently just started baking, I guess is what it's called, but I really like the look of it, so that's why I'm doing it. But then you just want to dab under the chin and up the jawline right here, and I feel like it just really helps with contouring and stuff as well. And then sometimes I'll put like a little dab in the middle of my forehead just so I can not shine. And if you could see my shirt, I just got it all over, but luckily it brushes right off, so that's okay. So then I am going to take this fluffy brush right here. It is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Total Face Brush, and I'm going to be dipping into the Casey Holmes and Physician Formula Butter Collection palette. And I'm going to be using this butter bronzer right here, and I'm just going to put that along my cheekbones, and that's right in between. Oh, my TV turned on and it keeps focusing on it, and my dog is barking again. Excuse you. I'm using my remote as like a way to lift my camera up, so it must have turned it on. Alright, so this is right in between where I put that loose face powder. And then I'm just going to do up here. The way that I learned like where you want to put all your bronzer is you basically like make a 3, which is really easy to remember. So I just do across my hairline and blend that on in so it's not like... And then I will do my jawline as well. And then I like to take it onto my neck and kind of blend that in. And then I also like to sometimes take this e.l.f. powder brush and I kind of like pinch the bristles a little bit, and then I'll go into that bronzer again and I'll just kind of, hi Gunner, dab where I was, and it kind of just makes a more defined line. And then I will also do that for my nose. So I'll kind of just pinch the bristles like this. I mean, I could use a smaller brush, but honestly, this has just worked really well for me. So that's what I've done. And I will just go along these right here on the bridge of my nose. Just kind of define that a little bit. And then I'm going to take this EcoTools Define brush, and I will be using this Copper Cabana blush that is in this palette as well. And then I'm just going to go a little bit over the top of where I put that bronzer. And I'll kind of put that on. And put it on the apples of your cheeks a little bit as well. Alright, and then I'm going to take this huge brush from BH Cosmetics, and it is brush number 1. And now I'm going to take that, it has absolutely nothing on it, and I'm just going to brush off that loose powder and blend everything together. And then I like to take the fluffy brush that I used earlier that has some of the bronzer on it, and I didn't dip it back in or anything, I just kind of left it as is, and I'll kind of just put that all over my face just to kind of blend a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going to take this fan brush. It's from Eco Tools and it is their highlight brush. And I'm just going to take it like this and I am going to dip it into this Just Beachy highlight right here. And you just kind of rub it on like that. And then I'm going to put it right under my eye, a little bit above my cheekbone. And get that highlight. And then you can kind of take it up here if you want as well, if you like highlighter, which I do. And then you also want to brush a little bit on the tip of your nose and on the bridge of your nose. And then on your Cupid's bow as well. So I'm going to be taking this Eco Tools brush and it's got two sides, but I'm going to be using this defined side and it's just this angled brush. And I'm actually going to be taking the Jaclyn Hill palette again and I'm going to be dipping it into the color Central Park. To like dab it on there. And then I actually use this for my eyebrows. I will eventually probably get like an actual eyebrow product. But this eyeshadow has just worked for me for so long very well. So that's why I keep using it. And I'm just going to go ahead and define my eyebrows a little bit more because I prefer that. You definitely don't have to do this, but I'll show you when I'm done with one eyebrow. But it just works out a lot better for me. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera. I will be right back and I will show you the difference in my eyebrows. Alright, so I'm back to show you the difference in my eyebrows. This is why I prefer to do mine because as you can tell, this one you can't really see a whole lot and this just looks so much better to me personally. So that is why I like to fill in my eyebrows, but I'm going to go ahead and do this other one real quick and I will be right back. So I'm back, and since I like to do my face after I do my eyes, I always put the eyeshadow underneath my eyes on last so that way it doesn't disappear when I put on my foundation. So I'm just going to take this Eco Tools brush and it's just this little stubby thing right here. And I'm just going to dip it into the same shade that I used earlier, which is this one right here called Buns. And I'm just going to kind of put that one all over. And then I'm going to go ahead and dip it into Chip. And I'm just going to dab that onto the outer part of my eye. Whatever that thing is called. So I'm going to take this brush and I'm not really sure what kind it is. It is like a Harry Potter themed one. My friend actually got it for me. But it's got this little like nub of a brush. But I'm just going to take it back into that highlight that I was using and I am going to put that into the outer corner of my eyelid. And then I'm also going to put it in the arch of my brow bone. And then last but not least, I'm going to take my Morphe setting spray and spray that all over. Alright guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching and hopefully you'll hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!